All right, welcome back to Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Hello, everybody. I'm David Burrows, joined by my friend Jay Peckham this time.
Watch for flying pucks.
Watch for flying pucks.
It's a big side, really big side.
Well, London game, there was a few flying around.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, 4 of them flew into my section.
I'll tell you that for sure. And before we get started, happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I
celebrating
appreciate that.
Today.
I'm officially a senior citizen today. At least in the fact that there are places in town where I can go and I can get a senior citizen special where I get all I can drink coffee and a pie at the end.
I've been doing that for 10 years. I'm 50. You're 50, right? Is that where you're
I'm
at?
actually 55 today.
55.
Yeah, but thank you.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So you're official? Is that the senior citizen days now?
Brownstones tonight, man. I'm telling you, and I get the senior citizen discount.
I don't know if they have that on beer.
Well, no, but they do have it. I can get the pie at the end.
It's already half price.
Or tapioca pudding or something. I know, right?
Well, here we are, the Progressive Auto Sales Arena, and wow, something's got to change here. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
They're on a losing streak. Got to turn it around. Certainly
it's my birthday and a full moon. I'm thinking.
Oh.
All portents are positive.
Crazy stuff is going to happen.
Yes.
We're going to turn on the Facebook comments right now. So at the beginning of this broadcast, thanks for being here. If you want to share your comments with us, our director will turn those on, and we'll be able to check in and see what you're saying.
Perfect.
There you go. Do we have any yet? Let's check in there first. You never know.
You never know.
There we go. Happy birthday. McDonald's and Shoppers Drug Mart, too. He says you get the seniors discount.
That's awesome.
Kelly Shoddy there.
Perfect.
Well, let's talk about the Sarnia Sting. That's what we're
All
here
right.
for, and let's see what's going to have to happen here tonight. Of course, Jamison Reese is back
in the lineup.
And some of us were talking down in the media room, and I've been talking to a few of the fans just before we went live here. One of the interesting things I always find about somebody who has just taken a hard suspension,
right?
When they come back, are they playing at full force? Because we saw that with Jamison Reese last time after he came back from a suspension.
Yep.
And he played really hard. He was all over the puck. He was chasing it. He was doing it. And then 11 minutes and 51 seconds later, goodbye. Does he come back now, and is he holding back a little bit because he's a little, I don't want to,
I don't know, because, I mean, the kind of infractions that have got him the suspensions that he's had, I think, he's not likely to maybe repeat those. And I don't think that for that he has to necessarily take anything off the throttle. I mean, you just got to make sure that you're not leaving your feet when you're, shoving your shoulder into some guy's mush in an open ice hit. I think, that's a heat of the moment kind of thing. And I'm hoping that he can still play full throttle, Jamison Reese style, because dude's got skills. He's fast.
Totally. Everybody
good hands,
agrees
great
with that.
scoring, 100%.
But
he just needs to take that necessity to take somebody out. That's not his job on the ice. And as long as he knows that, I don't think he's going to take anything off.
All right. Okay.
I just want to see the
That's
rest of the
what you
play.
would hope, right? But
I would hope
we're
so.
human. We kind of go back. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to go through that again.
Well, the truth of the matter is,
and I don't want to let my team down.
Yeah, for sure. And the truth of the matter is, this is his third time for a suspension for. Okay, I was soft pedaling a little bit. It is absolutely his third time, and I would think that, frankly, if he has another infraction like that, we might not see him back in the O.
I think we'd have to agree with that.
I think that.
Well, here's
you don't want to be that kind of repeat offender, Right.
Well, we're going to after a loss to London last week. We're post game with Sam Bitton, and Sam talked about a few things. He talked about the confidence thing, which is pretty obvious. We've talked about that to death.
Right.
But we're going to show you that right now. And take a look at this, and then we'll be back to talk to you about what's happening there. Here's Sam
Bitton. Sam, what were your thoughts on that game here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's another tough one. I mean, like I said before many times, we want to focus on our starts. We find that's what's been lacking, and I thought we did a better job tonight, but still, this is one of the best teams in CHL. We knew we had to be good, and I thought at times we were way better than them, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough.
Do you think the third period was a better period? Is that like how you're looking to play?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, usually our third period is always good. I mean, we've been talking in the room. That's kind of how we want to play. With Kitchener and against Sudbury here, like our third periods, we've been playing with a lot of more confidence and trying to not make us. We're making mistakes, but we're not beating ourselves up. So, I mean, not playing lackadaisical, not back checking, but I'm just saying when we have fun and we play hard, I think that's when we're at our best.
I think a lot of fans would like to know, if there could be a fly on the wall in the conversation in the locker room between periods. What's the conversation that does happen in there? Is there a motivational speech, or is it just we know what we got to do, go do it?
Yeah, a bit of both. I mean, we just want to stay positive. That's the biggest thing, and we're not going to hide the fact that we're going through a real tough time here, and it's obviously not where we want to be at this point in this season. But every game, if we could take up positives and learn, and we have a full week of practice here. We want to look at that and every day get better, and we should get out of this slump pretty soon.
So how do you keep your mindset? You talk being positive and all that stuff, but what kind of things do you do maybe outside of the locker room to keep that mindset positive? You come against a team like Saginaw, who I thought you honestly played really well against them, even though you came up short. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of, I think the leaders in this room is really driven. I think it's really about, analyzing your game every day. We have an app where we watch our video clips, and I seem to be on there a lot lately, more lately, to kind of see where I'm at and if I can change anything in my game to help the team win. So for myself, it's just staying positive and make sure everyone's engaged, of 24 hours, when we're at the rink.
All right, so there you have so Sam Bitton in there talking after the loss to London. He talked about how he thought the third period was actually their best period in that game.
Yeah.
In comparison to their second period is often their strength. And of course, he talked about the confidence in there. But what he really talked about was it's very obvious that we are not where we want to be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons that have affected that. Confidence being one.
Yeah.
A structure of lines changing
totally
a lot.
Totally
a lot of the things that we talked about over the last 8 weeks we've talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
So what that says to me in there is that, a player like Sam Bitton is recognizing, the rest of the team is recognizing. And one of the questions I asked him there was, you talk about positive mindset and all that stuff, that's great, but what are you doing outside of the locker room to make this work? And he said, really, it's just a matter of keeping everybody in the game and leadership.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good part of it. I think I agree with all of what he was saying. Certainly there's some problems, and it was. I think the interesting part for me was this, because I was at the Sting breakfast with the Sting last Sunday.
I was invited but couldn't make it.
And it was really interesting because I know the Sting are trying to do a lot more around fan experience, especially for season ticket holders and all that sort of stuff, and they're trying to really do some stuff. And so at part of the breakfast at the Sting, they had the whole coaching staff there, and all the players and stuff, and you could stop and chat with chat with them and stuff. And there was a Sting player at almost every table, so I got breakfast with Justin O'Donnell, which was great. Justin, thanks much for the breakfast. That was awesome. But there was a question and answer period, right?
Yes.
They left it open where anybody from the floor could pose a question to the coaching staff, and Nick Sinclair was there and all that sort of stuff. And I thought what was really interesting to me is that there were no questions.
Well,
the season ticket. No, I'm seriously, because what happened was.
Did you ask a question?
Well, I didn't, but I thought of 6 great ones on my way out the door.
So I didn't.
But I think the thing that I would have asked, honestly, after the fact, was, let me go back to before I do it, because I think that the body of the season ticket holders, I think they understand the frustration. I think they know that it's going on. I think that we're here to support. What I was really happy about was that they didn't have somebody kind of coming out of the crowd going, "What are you doing? You're messing up out there. You guys suck." You know, I mean, there was none of that.
I can't imagine that anybody really would do that.
We've had some crazier stuff happen at the breakfast with this thing in the past.
I've heard that.
But not a person said anything, and it was great. One person stood up and suggested, look, we're all behind you. We understand your frustration. We know you guys are, having challenges in a number of areas, and we're here to support you. We want to tell you what a great job you're doing in the face of, all these adversities. And the crowd went wild, right? So, I mean, there was lots of applause. And so I think that, what I'm trying to get at is that I think we're all still behind them, even though we all recognize what the problem is. So my question should have been, you're right, I probably should have stood up and done a Dave Burrows and asked the poignant questions. I probably should have done that. And I would have wanted to ask, Hatcher and Legwan, what is going on? Like, what's your process? Like, what are you doing to try and get out of this? How are you trying to strategize your way out of here?
Well, I'm not in the locker room, but I think I can answer part of that question for you.
Well, lay it on me.
And I think part of the answer is we'd like to know that too.
Well,
because
sure.
I'm sure that now all the processes and strategies you talk about, one of the things Sam Bitten said in there was, I said, okay, so what else happens? I said, people would like to be like a fly on the wall in between periods in the locker room. And he said, for sure. He goes, I said, so what is it? Is it a motivational speech? Is it, come on, guys, you know what you need to do? He goes, it's honestly a combination of both. He goes, we are all trying to put something together.
Yeah.
And I know we're repeating ourselves, but coming back to that confidence thing again, it's kind of like putting the chicken before the egg. You got to have it to win, but if you don't have it, how do you win?
Yeah.
And then, so how do you rebuild and regain all of that? And the simple answer to that, I think, is you just got to win a game. And you got to come off the ice, even if you.
And that's easier said than done, right?
Even if you lose a game, like when they lost to Saginaw.
Yeah.
I heard whispered from Brad Staubitz. He said that was a good game for us. Even though we came up short, that was a good game for us because that was one of the highest they'd seen the confidence level out there. It's a team like Saginaw.
I think you're hitting more the point right there, Dave. Is that, you know what I mean? The thing is not necessarily to try to find anything new. I think because that's suggesting that what they're doing right now is they're doing something really wrong. And I don't know that there's anything necessarily really wrong at the moment because, frankly, we've seen some really good hockey. You know what I mean? I think we can explain it away. We can rationalize away a loss or a string of losses. But I think overall, you know what? You still got a group of guys that are coming out here, and they're given what they can, given the tools that they have.
Right.
But when you're missing guys out of the lineup, and again, that's where the rationalization comes in. But I think, honestly, they're trying. And I think the secret to me is you just got to keep trying. If you keep trying, eventually it will happen. Eventually, if you keep doing the right things, you keep building on what you learned and carry on and keep it at that hockey at a consistently high level, eventually it will click.
At the end of the day, we can agree this team has the skills that it takes to win games.
Agreed.
There's an element in there that's missing that everybody would like to know, trying to figure it out. And believe me, and talking to a lot of the players, I saw Jamison Reese last week after the interview with Sam Bitten, and he's like they're there.
Yep,
they're there, and they're pretty much there too. It's just that we haven't been winning. So why? Everybody wants to answer that question, and that's why I go back to if you'd asked that question, I think Darian or somebody would have said, "Well, that's what we'd like to know." Like we're trying to figure it out, and some of it is digging a little harder in. Are you putting your best foot forward?
Sure.
You're the only one who can answer that question truthfully to yourself.
Yep.
Are you putting your best foot forward? You can say, I'm
100%.
doing my best. No, you're not.
Yeah.
So you got to tell that to yourself.
Yeah,
so you got to put it out there. So not here to sugarcoat anything. They need to get in this game. They need to start winning games.
Yeah.
Tonight's another opportunity because those opportunities are really starting to disappear.
Yeah.
And if they don't do something soon, it's going to be game over.
Sure.
And that's the end of that. Let's go back to our comments real quick before we've got to. There's a few more happy birthdays out there for our friend Jay.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Dom says hello. Kelly says, time to go Hanson Brothers on the Spits. Don't let up, tough team.
Hanson Brothers.
Hey,
yeah, baby.
Danny Cochamilio's out there, says, hey, boys, go Stingo. Kelly says, shots on net, make goals.
Yeah.
No fancy stuff needed.
No.
Fancy.
Stop the juggling. Just get some pucks.
Get it around there and get it in, and that's what we're hoping to see here tonight. Okay, good conversation here.
100%.
Well, hopefully we can keep that conversation going. When we come back here, after the first 20 minutes hockey, hopefully in a positive way, you'll be able to tell by the look on the birthday boy's face. You hear them coming out right now. Real quick, I will go through the scratches for tonight. Ashton Reeser's off, Nolan DeGurse, Justin O'Donnell, Nolan Dan, Kelton Hatcher, and Nolan Burke. And our starting lineup, I have that somewhere here. Braden Guy, Sam Bitten, and Owen Say. I like that lineup. Eric York, Nolan Dillingham, and Ben Gaudreau starting in between the pipes here tonight. All right, let's take you out to it now. We'll be back. Follow along on Facebook and Twitter for the updates. For the show live on location, I'm David Burrows and my good birthday boy friend, Jay Peckham.
Go, Skin, go!
Talk to you soon.